So let's proceed to Article 126, or the offense on delaying release. So the following are the elements. Number 1, offender is a public officer. 2, person is entitled to release. 3, release is unduly delayed. Example, warden delays releasing an inmate despite a court order. Okay, so let's have an example now, a case example, Gonzalez versus Marcos, GR number L-48290, 1980. So the facts of the case are as follows. Petitioner Ramon Gonzalez, a lawyer and former congressman, filed a petition for habeas corpus on behalf of Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., who had been acquitted by a military commission but was not released from detention. So, yung problem is, ito si Benigno Ninoy Aquino Jr., he was detained, no? Meron siyang case and then he was detained, no? And then there is an acquittal. Inacquit siya ng military commission, meaning pinawalang sala. Okay? Wala siyang kasalanan, kumbaga. However, despite such acquittal, hindi siya ni-release from prison. Despite the acquittal on March 31, 1975, Aquino remained in military custody. Gonzalez alleged that President Ferdinand Marcos, then acting also as the commander-in-chief, refused to release Aquino in violation of his constitutional rights. He invoked Article 126 of the Revised Penal Code, which penalizes any public officer who delays the performance of a judicial or executive order for the release of a prisoner. The issue in this case is whether or not President Marcos can be criminally liable under Article 126 for delaying the release of Ninoy Aquino after his acquittal by the military commission. So the ruling of the Supreme Court here is that the Supreme Court dismissed the petition, ruling that President Marcos, as commander-in-chief and pursuant to martial law powers, had the authority to continue detaining Ninoy Aquino under a presidential commitment order. The acquittal by the military commission did not automatically entitle Aquino to release, as his continued detention was based on a separate legal ground, namely national security concerns under the 1973 Constitution and Proclamation Number 2045, lifting martial law but continuing arrest or detention powers. The court did not find a violation of Article 126, as the detention was not due to mere delay in executing a release order, but rather due to another valid legal basis. So actually, there was bigyan ko na lang kayo ng simpler example. No? Kunyari, ang isang accused, meron siyang 2 kaso pending in court, and he was arrested on the ground sa 2 kaso na ito. Ngayon, sa first case niya, una natapos. So, meron ng acquittal order. So, meron ng release order sa first case. Kaya lang, yung second case niya, kung saan na-aresto din siya, hindi pa tapos. So, sabi ng rules natin na kung na-acquit ka sa case or meron kang release order, supposedly dapat i-release ka na. Pero, kung may other reason kung bakit ka kailangan i-detain pa rin despite of your acquittal, then hindi ka pwedeng i-release. So, dahil pending yung kanyang isa pang criminal case, hindi siya pwedeng i-release because he has a standing arrest order, no? Because of that second case. Pero kung isa lang yung kaso mo, tapos meron ka ng release order, acquitted ka na, then there is no reason, no, for the authorities to delay your release. Otherwise, if they will delay your release despite the order of release, no, by either the court or by the executive, then that officer will be held liable under Article 126. Okay, what relevance to Article 126 of the Revised Penal Code? This case clarified that Article 126 only applies when there is an unjustified delay in releasing a person after a lawful order of release has been issued and no other valid ground for continued detention exists. So, yun lang basically yung in-explain ko kanina.